I'm just bummed because that kills so much of like the first game hype. But whatever. We still continue on with the Civil War. It'll be a PvP tournament. And, oh, I forgot to make sure they have skins off. The only thing that it won't break the mod, but Blizzard skins will supersede our skins. So, for example, if you're using the Collector's Edition of Colossus, we won't see the Tal'Darim Colossus. We'll see your Collector's Edition Colossus.
Well, isn't that also...
Well, there's the other one, not the Purifier one.
Oh, I was thinking more that Drogo would also have a Tal'Darim one. It'd be awkward.
That would be a little bit awkward, but as you guys can see, we already got some awesome skin action going on, spawning in the top left side of Rakshir. It's going to be the red Protoss Harstem.
In the bottom right, as the blue Protoss, he is PtitDrogo.
Now this is a best of 5 as I update this here. The first map is Rakshir because this is the map they started on. Tal'Darim versus Templar. Harstem being the Tal'Darim in this instance, and of course Drogo being the Templar. Now, I think this will be the one time we won't have to deal with colorblind concerns, hopefully and ideally, as these are going to be very distinguishably different. There's going to be different attack animations, there's going to be different looking units, but keep in mind, while we see all of these different things, the players only see normal PvP. There's no additional abilities gained, there's nothing like that. It's just going to look a lot cooler.
Yep, just look a lot cooler. So, this is a best of 5, which shouldn't be the most common thing we see, as the other tile sets besides the middle and the capitals are all best of 3. But hey, I mean, if it's really that, you know, if it's basically a rush map of the board map, that is, if it's your rush board game, then you're going to be fighting along the middle and around the capitals a lot. So it might just be the case, but that's kind of why I like the idea of 2 different win options here. I kind of experimented to see if it both would work out. One might be better than the other, just blitzing to the capital as opposed to maybe someone
taking
all
the tiles. Yeah.
Taking all the tiles, exactly. I mean, with the way that they've already played, it doesn't look like taking the tiles is their goal, because you could take the ones up north and down south of your capital, but it might be an option later on, because they basically realize, like, hey, we have a lot of map control. This is actually very difficult to talk about because so many of the same words are used on this map, Rakshir, and the board game map is the board game.
Yeah. One thing really quick to note too, we just got to see a ton of PvP out of Harstem yesterday. A best of 9 that went 9 games versus Puck. We know he likes Disruptor, Blink, Stalker. But the thing is, for Drogo, we've also seen him play that Phoenix style that was completely missing in Devoid yesterday. So I'm wondering if we'll see a clash of styles into this. I do want to note that we didn't actually have an Adept opening, which is becoming more common when it comes to attacking and getting really like in your opponent's mineral lines. But instead, Stalkers for both sides.
Yep. Cool. It's Stalkers for Harstem, though. Ew. Alright, so they're probably going to meet in the middle. Actually, no, Drogo's already pulled back, never mind. So, Harstem's going to take a little bit of control, just scouting around, seeing what's up, and he's going to be, it looks like oh no, yeah, he was technically the first to expand.
By the way, I really hope we'll see Harstem make a Zealot. For those who don't know, while the Tal'Darim get all these cool skins, the Templar are not without a couple cool ones too. The Zealots come with the axes from the campaign, even though they can't spin. They get the axes. The Disruptors look different for the Templar as well. There's just a lot of really cool things to go over, but again, I really want to drive home the fact that this is all something experimental we've done with a mod. This is nothing like that Blizzard's done or anything that they've got like proper support for, so we may see bugs. I know there was one small bug. I don't know if it's been fixed. I almost hope it hasn't, where Tal'Darim sentries glow ridiculously bright like the sun when they attack. Credit goes to a nice username, by the way. He's now in chat. Make sure you guys say hi to him. He's the one who helped put all this together. We've been working together for the last like 2+ months with this idea, with this concept, with this cool tournament hopefully coming to fruition.
Yep. Well, Rakshir is also, just as this game is not really much is going on, they're both going up to the robos and the toilet counts and whatnot. Rakshir was kind of a cool idea for the middle of the map. So this is the only one that's not technically Protoss skin themed, as the other ones have either always been, like have the sensation, or have been changed to, thanks to Avex, to be a little more Protoss-y.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have the skin, but this is the one that was in the campaign where you had the 2 Protosses fighting each other in the middle of the map. So it's very apt for the middle of the board.
Yeah. Just, it seemed too thematically appropriate to be right there. Now, we do have an Observer that comes out first out of Drogo. He's moving towards the Immortal afterwards. Harstem not playing anything too crazy. I was kind of hoping to see it Stargate, but oh well. A Warp Prism is going to be coming out of Harstem as he gets aggressive across the map. Blink has been started and chronoed. So, we've cast a few games on Rakshir, but you'll notice there's not really a lot of great areas to take advantage of Blink. You know, you're not blinking up and down cliffs to the main, to the third, and back again. Maybe up here to the north could get a little bit tricky, but we'll see if that comes into effect. Yeah, the Tal'Darim Phoenix looks so cool.
Unfortunately, the chances of seeing Zealots in a PvP nowadays have drastically been decreased, so we might not see Drogo's cool.
So the Sentry, I guess, attack was fixed, but now it looks a little weird. Oh well.
A little, yeah.
Not quite bright like the sun, but a laser beam still nonetheless.
Looks like quick thirds for both players. No one really want to get aggressive, so we'll probably see Blink Stalker disrupt there.
Yeah, it's just far too common to not go for, and far too good in a lot of instances. There's a lot of discussion as well in the Team Liquid thread yesterday about how, you know, it's funny, a lot of Koreans don't go that direction. They prefer things like Charizard Archon, whereas like foreigners tend to prefer this style. It's really hard to say as one is definitively better than the other, because there just really aren't a lot of PvPs that go on, whether it's in GSL, here on BaseTradeTV, or otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you to the new sub.
DJ Gunny 86. Thank you so much. Warp Prism now going to come towards the main. There's some adepts loaded into this.
You know, I brought this up a lot yesterday when we saw Harstem versus Puck, but always getting the faster upgrades, it seems. He just likes builds that include a Forge early on, so Harstem will have that to look forward to as the macro game developers having maybe even extreme upgrade lead, depending on how late Drogo gets his own Forge. Looks like Drogo's finally going to be the one to push on the middle of the map, see if he can do something. Pathing messes him up a little, yeah. Yeah,
there are rocks that split the map in two. This is the only unconventional map that I can say these guys may not have played on, but yeah, that was a mistake. He's got two sentries on this side. Oh, this might work out if you can lock the Stalkers in and up that ramp, maybe in a position that's unfavorable. Drogo, of course, does have Blink on his own. Immortals approaching the front line, and this is something where force fields can help equalize the fact that, you know, you only have one Immortal here for Harstem, which looks freaking cool!
Oh, calm down there.
Sorry, I just love the skins. I love the concept of being able to utilize these. I remember back last year we actually talked about, like, could we award a skin for, like, custom gameplay?
Oh, wow, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
That was like 2 years ago, man. That was when we started doing tournaments.
Well, back then I didn't know that something like this would be possible or feasible, but unfortunately, these force fields are going to force Drogo to fight whether he wanted to or not. Picks up in the Warp Prism, though, some fancy dancing. We got that Immortal firing on the left side for Harstem as well. This isn't looking too bad. Drogo's got a nice army supply right now.
Oh, he might just win here. Yeah, there's something actually Harstem can do. Not against two more Immortals, it can still be micro. The Blink Stalkers of Drogo do kind of disappear, but he has the reinforcements.
Yeah, problem is a lot of them coming around the middle of the map awkwardly. Once again, that pathing kind of screwing Drogo over. Gonna pick that up. Now there's two Immortals for Harstem, and Drogo's barely got any left. He's gonna warp in a new line of Stalkers, but I don't think it's gonna work. This topside flank, though, is actually killing the Stalkers. One of the Immortals is gonna go down, and now it's, well, gonna wash out. Neither player really has a lot to fall back on after this.
Seriously, that was almost a complete wash. It actually ended up going in favor of Harstem, though. Those two Immortals, I guess maybe they were like, one was in the main or something, the other one just popped out, but they came out from, well, not left field, but top field. Oh, the Forge is different. Oh, that's cool. It glows? I like that actually more than any other skin I've seen.
Oh, the bright yellow? Yeah. There's a lot of cool little things that Joey changed for this.
It pulses so much more than any other Forge. That's cool.
Alright, well, Warp Prism from Drogo going to the north now, looking to get a bit of payback. There's an upgrade lead now for Harstem, and that's going to be a bit hard to overcome. He might be waiting for Dark Templar, though, but Harstem already kind of had an idea this might be coming. Cannon's going down. Even the cannon looks different, too. Look at that.
The cannon looks a lot more like a probe.
Yeah, it's got like a probe's head, I guess. For those who don't know, by the way, these aren't custom models. We didn't detail these or change anything ourselves. These are strictly ripped from the campaign. So these are all things that already exist in the game, which is kind of cool because it makes, for what I understand, a better load time. One of the things we're really looking forward to seeing and stressing and testing, though, is whether all of these skins will cause latency when there's a large amount of units on the field. One of Blizzard's biggest arguments has been, like, skins would lag the game out too much. And I'm not saying we'll use this to throw it in their face, but I'm curious to see, like, I'm worried that is a concern may happen. At the same time, it might not because we've done this through a strange mod and not through, like, actually skinning units in the game.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different variables for that. I tend to believe Blizzard when they say stuff like that has to do with the hardware, I suppose. But
Oh yeah, they don't
I
make
also don't-
excuses. They make
I don't
reasons.
delve into that so much, so who knows. But alright, the Warp Prism now for Drogo. He does have a Dark Shrine after all. It could try and do some damage, but he would have had to gone straight for the cannon. He kind of does.
The
and not-
overcharge.
Okay, there's an observer with that mothership, so.
Oh, there's so many overcharges. He
Oh,
loses
wow.
everything here. Nice cleanup. Bottom left side, though, going to get found out. Drogo's going to attack that right away. Cancels out of Harstem. Not even going to try and hold on to it. So Drogo's got a severe macro lead right now with that 4th base coming down. That's going to be really nice going forward. Lots of extra probes too on his side of the field. But again, that upgrade deficit could hurt. Harstem's going to be on 2-0 for some time, while Drogo's on 0-0.
Yeah, that's pretty damn big. I don't know what it is about Harstem. You know, I thought maybe it was Puck who got the later upgrades and he was the odd one out, but Drogo also showing that Harstem just is quick about those upgrades. All right, so Harstem does have that supply lead as well as an upgrade lead. Certainly, if he takes a fight, it could go very well for him. He has one less immortal, which is a bit problematic. Now he no longer does have the upgrade lead. Drogo is getting charged, by the way. So I feel like
we're
we've
gonna see
seen
some
this.
zealots.
We might not see any zealots at all, though. Like maybe 6, like half attack, half coming in the army. But like Harstem was doing this too in a best of 9 yesterday, where he would get charged, but then never really.
Oh, that blink on top of the
get
disruptors.
zealots.
Realizing that
That
was
was
going to be a big threat,
dangerous.
takes those out. The Immortals go down as well. 1 Immortal remains for Harstem. Not going to get focused down. 4 Immortals remain for Drogo, though. These are looking fantastic against the Stalkers. New warp-ins from both players across the map. Oh, this is getting on a slow pylon, though.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa. Yeah, that's not a
no.
warp prism. Oh, no.
Mistakes have been made.
This is the game.
I don't know. An
Warp
overcharge.
can help out a little bit, but that warp prism's still alive for Harstem. Drogo's army supply not looking so hot at all.
The difference of that warp-in was insane, how much that just affected that fight.
Yeah. Overcharge, I'm surprised isn't done yet. But
Zealots,
Drogo-
here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Look at them. Look at them go. They don't
look
do
so
anything
cool.
differently, but they look cool.
Shut up. They look awesome. They attack and they swing and they... Shut up.
I mean, Julian Fries.
Okay, the genie. Calm down. He's blue, too. What do you know? Oh, my God. Is this Robin Williams?
Oh, it's too soon, man.
Well, I didn't mean... because
You meant the genie. You meant the genie.
Yeah, but I was... Whatever.
Whatever. All right, so it's not game over yet, but Drogo did not take a very good fight. He was able to recover. Harstem was unable to really push into anything important. You know, didn't push into a robo, didn't push into a base to kill
There's-
a nexus.
You know, with the amount of Zealots with charge available, taking on Blink Stalkers isn't out of the question, but taking on Disruptors is. Zealots
Yeah.
will die clumped up and charged into a couple Disruptor shots.
It's always so interesting to see the Koreans go for charge lot, Archon and whatnot, as it seems that whenever a foreigner tries versus someone who's doing disruptors, the disruptors almost always win. Not that, again, we've seen so many PvPs, it's 100%, but I have I don't know, I have more faith in the disruptors against the charge lots of Drogo, but the good news is that they're less expensive, so you can get a few more, they can actually be used to harass as well, especially if they're well upgraded, which they're not. Lose my voice. It's fine.
Yeah, I know, we've been canceling a lot these last couple days, but this will be the last tough one for a few. And as long as you don't go too party hardy at that wedding, you'll be fine, I think.
Okay.
Don't give... You know, guys, there's like that meme, like, give Nate alcohol. Like, you gotta be careful. Zombie Grub, if you ever meet her in real life, same sort of meme applies.
Okay. I think I'll be alright.
You do get really friendly when you're drunk, though, and I do enjoy that. It's like it's like less mean to me. You're like, Rifkin, sober, that idea is stupid. Rifkin, oh, I'm drunk, that idea is great. Like, that's the difference.
Yeah, well, I think everyone's ideas are great, and that's partially why I drank all that alcohol.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So Charge Lot's gonna start running around the map, and maybe he can pick off some of these bases. There's only a couple of cannons, and God knows Zealots can take on cannons. But the Archon composition, it's interesting to see Drogo go for this more, we'll call it Korean-esque style. I'm not sold on it. Archons can certainly take hits from Disruptors, there's no question about that, but will the Charge Lots and Archons have the damage to take this on? Gonna recall down here by the looks of it, but not with too much. This is actually an on-for-the-sell recall.
I wonder how Joey got them to double attack with only one spear.
But I think it's the same amount of time. It just swings slower, but the same damage in the same time. Again, reminding everybody that the players see normal PvP. Like, even if we check their vision, it won't break the mod, but they only see normal Zealots, normal attack animations. Nothing
that's true.
game value-wise has been changed. Anyways, the Stalkers blink up here, and they're going to take down this Nexus really quick. Harstem taking some serious control of the situation. Drogo now in a lot of trouble. He's got a great army up here to the top right, but he's not able to fight anything with it.
You know, Harstem, okay, no, he has 5 disruptors, sorry. 4 here, I guess 1 just was made. 5 disruptors can certainly get a lot of good hits on this army of Drogo. And he's gonna need a couple of good hits to really bust through those Archons.
You know, there's Adepts on top of this as well, which will be really good at chewing through the Zealots. The Archons might be able to take them out, but as we see, hits are not looking too bad. You can't blink away Immortals, you can't blink away Archons, but he gets flanked from the right side with those Archons. And when they don't deal bonus damage to armor, they do splash. Harstem taking a pretty decent chunk of damage, but when those Disruptors come off cooldown, this could turn around on poor Drogo once again. 3 get popped off. And Harstem's no worse for wear. +3 weapon upgrades, holding strong through this. Charge lots heading those front lines. There's even cannons here to defend. I think pushing into this is going to be a mistake and cost him his army.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, well, not if you disrupt your own army. That's a mistake.
How did that even happen? Damn. He's going to lose that base.
Drogo, by the way,
cannons, the disruptors. Oh, no, maybe not.
Drogo takes his own base while this goes on in the middle on the other side. So he's going to be mining from gold to replace these losses. But Drogo's down to like 23 army supply. He might be better off just recalling and trying to escape. Yeah, with what little he has left. Let's not forget he lost that 3rd. That was pretty nasty.
Well, let's look at the mining, actually, the income graphs. It is in Harstem's favor, but Drogo had a pretty long time where it was in his, so it's not so bad yet. But losing a good chunk of his army, Drogo is going to take some time to replace that. He has no gas to replace the Archons or Immortals with.
Of course, the blink on cooldown, that's going to be too tough to reprimand. That damage. Mothership core goes down, no chance for the recall.
So, he had no gas. He could open as many charges as he wanted, but nothing more powerful.
All right, well, first game is going to go to Harstem, but it's going to be loser's pick here for Drogo. He can pick any of the maps on the board. To show you guys the map pool, we'll go back to the board for just a moment, and you can see everything available as these two are currently fighting out in the middle of the map for control. We're going to go to our first break, though, of this series, so don't go anywhere. And remember to check out the Yord giveaway, guys. woodwatches.com/base. Not only can you buy a watch for cheap, and they've actually updated something. I didn't know they would do this, and I'm really glad they did. But they actually updated the thing so you can see specifically how much extra gets raised through this tournament, not just how much was already raised. So, again, woodwatches.com/base. There's the bonus. Here's the watches sold. You get $20 off, but you can also enter in for a giveaway because at the end of stream today, we're going to be giving away a $150 code so you can try and get one of these watches for dirt cheap or basically free. So, stick around. Hey, folks, we're back. Thanks for watching that break. So, yeah, we did have to get this map published. It was available on North America only. So again, we're kind of having this understanding that we're gonna have to bounce around a little bit as I still don't know what's going on with Neo. I still don't see him online or available or anything like that. So I'm hoping he's actually okay. Like now I'm getting a little bit worried.
Okay, it was called. Need to favorite this one.
All right. So this next map I want to explain because Drogo was a little bit confused on it, and I want to make sure everyone watching is aware. The next map we're going to is called Amber Towers, and it's very literally Dusk Towers. Not a single ramp was changed, not a single high ground, low ground spot was changed, no mineral patches were moved. But Avex did us a favor, and he had just reskinned everything to make it look more Protossy. Now I'm fully aware that Dusk Towers is a Dark Templar Shakuris themed map, but we were aiming for more like Tal'Darim, more like Golden Protoss type things. So some of the maps are reskinned. Again, Ruins of Saros being another one, and so forth and so forth. But it's exactly Dusk Towers. It's exactly Orbital Shipyard in all of these maps.
And Ruins. Yep. Those are the 3 that have been reskinned.
Yep. Let me join off you, though, and cross my fingers for no bugs.
Oh. This is the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh.
He hadn't uploaded the... Or he hadn't unhidden Dusk Towers yet.
Okay.
Oh,
so for those who don't know, when people publish things, it really does take almost no time at all. It's just a matter of like uploading it to the Battle.net. So, be just a moment here. Avex, of course, if you guys saw, was one of the people who made some of the maps for the map contest. He's a very experienced map maker.
Okie dokie. Okay, so it's going up right now. Right now.
Join off you in a second. But again, like this format for the board game, I know is a little bit different. Is there a live board to update? Yes, actually we should put the brackets, I guess, in the Google document so you guys can look at them. I'll go share that really quick. Edit command brackets. So you all will be able to view the Google Doc, but none of you should be able to touch it. And if you can, then I've broken something and done it incorrectly. But the idea is that you can see the board game. I'm basically on stream just mirroring what you see on this Google Doc. It's a little bit rough, we'll say, but that's why I've got the better looking version on stream. So you guys should all be able to see, and yeah, this is again like how we're gonna be choosing matches. So let's say hypothetically, while we're waiting, Harstem wins. Drogo's sent back home. Little Bow on his turn can then attack into Harstem on this tile set. That's how we're deciding all the matches today. That's how we're deciding best of 3s, best of 5s.
There we go.
But looks like we finally have the map uploaded. 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Avex, once again for being awesome and helping make this tournament great. Thank you, nice username, for doing like the most important thing with the skins for this tournament and all this great stuff. But of course, biggest thank yous go to Yord. Oh, actually, as well, I guess I would say Nicholas as well. He did all the background art. He's helping us with the t-shirt designs. Nicholas Chassois. Some of you guys have definitely seen his stuff before with Weekly All In and whatnot. But Yord are the sponsors. Yord are the title sponsors. Yord Wood Watches, guys. I said I was going to go get mine during the break, but I forgot because we had to fix things. So I want to show off my watch before the stream's done. I actually, even though it's like a wooden watch and it's nothing that costs thousands of dollars, it's still like one of the fancier, classier things I own. So I keep it inside its case on top of my nightstand because I don't want to break it or wreck it or spill something on it. Like,
Yeah.
It is quite nice.
Mine's still in my box too.
How do you enter the drawing for the Yord gift card, asks Mr. Arthur Simon. Go to woodwatches.com/base and fill out the form with your Twitch name and stuff. If you really have any questions, though, Real Jansoon is the one representing Yord in chat. You probably see him there waving. You can ask him any questions you want. He'll hopefully be able to answer. Harstem just needs an invite. He may have hopefully not gone super far.
I'm pretty sure he's here, but I wonder if it's just downloading. It said he's already been invited.
Yeah, I just got that trying to invite him as well. So just take a moment here, guys. I forgot to mention, by the way, reminder, please make sure you don't have Adept/Colossus skins turned on. If they are on, they overwrite the mod. I don't think anyone had them last game though, so I don't think it's a problem. We just didn't see Colossus, so I won't know.
Yeah, there's not much to see with skins for us. Oh, Neeb is too late.
What, did he finally show up?
Yep.
Well, he's here, which I guess is the main thing. All right. Well, this is still just getting started, guys. I'm sorry for the awkwardness, but this was a tournament where we're testing a lot of things. Wait, why did I hear the Yord alert? Do I have Yord open in the background?
Right? That's what I heard. Eh?
Oh, it's the Google
it's
Doc.
the Google.
Okay, that's weird. Let me just go ahead and mute that since we don't need sounds anyways. I was like, what is that? I didn't leave the thing on. Like, that's for certain. Anyways, Harstem now joining in. He has had to relog. We're almost good to go, guys. It's unfortunate Neeb couldn't be here on time, but I'm glad he did show up at least. And Neeb's not, like, a terrible player or a bad person. I'm sure he had pretty good reasons for not being here.
I'm not sure what to do about this. Oh, hey, take it?
Okay. He's done downloading. We got this. I believe.
I think it's stuck.
No, I believe.
No, I think it's stuck, man.
What? Just have a positive outlook. Type a poop in chat. I guarantee you, if you type a poop emoji, he'll join in.
Nope.
No, not flex. You've done it wrong. You've done it incorrectly.
Nope.
Okay, so anyways, while we're trying to figure this out, I don't know what's going on with this invite. We'll hopefully get this fixed in a moment, guys. I do want to remind everybody, though, this is just day one. This is an intro. We're obviously learning about things like having to get players to download the maps ahead of time and publish them all correctly, and small little hiccups here and there for a brand new format and a brand new form of a tournament that's never been done before. But the idea is that we get you all introduced to it, we get the players acclimated and used to how the format for picking matches will go. I think it's kind of cool that you actually get to pick your opponent.
Yay.
Okay, we got Harstem in. But I think it's really cool that you get to pick your opponent, and it adds a different element of tactics to this. But
okay.
Harstem is for you. We're just going to chance it. We may have to remake it. Whatever. Ember Towers is the name of the map. This is literally Dusk Towers reskinned, guys. Just like we reskinned the Protosses in this. It's the same layout, same bases, same goodness. It just looks a little bit different.
Oh, boy.
It's actually kind of funny the way we were doing this is almost like the backwards version of a tournament. Like, we start with a best of 5, but we'll probably end on a best of 3. Something like that. But welcome back to the best of 5 currently at hand. It is the Civil War. Spawning here in the bottom left side of this Protoss Civil War. Playing for Team Templar and representing France. My Insanity and players colored red. It's Drogo.
In the top right, as the blue Protoss, it is Harstem.
Yeah, he's had that reskin effect. Now, again, really emphasizing for everybody, it's Dusk Towers in every way, shape, and form. It just looks a little bit more like a ruined Ire, and this is perfect for exactly what we were hoping to have for this tournament. Now,
There's a lot
Drogo,
of embers on this map.
yeah, I think that's Avex just adding in some awesome flair. It's like the battle war-tornness of it all. But I want to point out, like, Drogo for a moment thought, oh, it's a different map. I don't want to play that if it's not Dusk Towers. But he specifically chose to do this for Dusk Towers. He went for a gas steal. I think he was trying for a double gas steal.
Dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. But not really a problem for Harstem, who did go for a Nexus first. That's pretty bold, but... so that it's kind of awkward because you can just eventually put a gas geyser at your natural if you don't really want to build a zealot or get probes to attack Drogo's gas geyser. It looks funny for sure, especially with the skins. There's too many colors right now, man. The Tol'Darim on the blue is like, it's freaking me out.
Yeah, no, it's like blue and red mixed. I think it still looks cool though. My favorite combination is the green and the red, like Christmassy shit. But at any rate. I am like, so Drogo very definitively goes for this gas steal early on, and I was wondering what he was planning to dive in to do this for. Like, is this going to lead to a Stargate and you're going Mass Phoenix behind it? He did fully wall off, so everything here kind of looks like that's the direction it's going. I'm waiting to see if a Stargate actually gets plopped down, because for Harstem, this has got to be too obvious.
It's too obvious. So I shouldn't do it.
Well, there's I think a small degree of logic to that, as silly as that sounds. But yeah, there's the Stargate.
Yeah, there is the Stargate, so... It is a little suspicious to be just entirely blocked out, but it's for more than just stopping scouting. It's, stopping at depths if you thought they were going to be aggressive, which obviously Harstem was not going to be. So I do think Harstem would think something is up. Now, he has that double Stargate, or double gateway, rather. Seems to have a double racks after Command Center first. Oh my good god, Drogo's getting really up in Harstem's face.
I mean, there's a mothership on the way, so he's actually looking to fight, and this is actually... Back before PvP really got figured out with this current form, there was a lot of this going on. Puck was doing this a lot. We saw straight up overcharge, like, just destroying bases. This is so silly, but 2 of these overcharges can shut down so much mining. It's really important Harstem put his own pylon here, because without his own overcharge to fight, it wasn't going to work. I remember screaming at David Kim, like, look what you've done. This is what PvP's become. But he's only going to have about, like, maybe 1. I don't even know if it's worth overcharging at this point. He barely gets that one in the back.
The one that's the highest health, but it's really not doing anything. In fact, it's killing the pylon now. Not too helpful. That's a lot of minerals.
It was a lot of minerals, but it forced a lot of lost mining out of Drogo. In fact, we can see with the income graph, the about 400 minerals he spent on that was almost made up with the 300 mineral advantage he got from Harstem not mining. That's
we'll see what happens in a minute, though, because of course Harstem is the one with the natural expansion. His mining is going to be a lot better than Drogo's.
Yeah, this is interesting. So by the way, this is why I love the income graph, by the way, so we can like really emphasize the strength of lost mining. But this is the Oracle now coming in, and all the overcharges were pretty much popped. There's one available, burns it here, can now just go to the main, but the stalker's waiting.
Yeah, it looks like the Oracle's not going to do too much more, but I mean, like, every probe kill counts, especially as he's still kind of trying to get back after not having a Nexus, and the income income graph, you can see Harstem really did take back the income as soon as his probes were back on mining. Now Drogo, he's about to have his Nexus. He's about to be able to transfer down workers, even though he's still down by 5, and it's not the end of the world, but it's you know, not a great starting position, and he's already down 1.
I think it's hilarious, by the way, that the overcharge and the stalkers that were in the main really were able to do anything about the assimilator. Like, it's still actually blocking. But regardless of this one gas being denied or not, the 2 oracles, unfortunately, have been pretty much shut down.
Yeah, they haven't done too much.
Going for a kill, maybe get something. Has to fly away though with the stalkers camping this out. One of the oracles already really, really low. I think in his perfect world there wouldn't have been so many stalkers, and that overcharge being burned would have allowed him to get in here and get more damage. But once again, overcharge off cooldown. And this is, by the way, with the new overcharge. Do you remember the original one? 25 energy? You could spam that thing for days.
Yeah, it was dumb. But then I guess people would argue that the Mothership Core in general is dumb.
Yeah, there's lots of comments to be said about it.
Yeah. All right, so if Drogo is losing out on the income war right now because his natural is later and whatnot, he can kind of make that up by having a much faster third base and playing a little bit greedy on the back end of it. Actually, I really like this stasis trap to not only potentially catch the probe, but definitely stop the probe in general from putting down the Nexus. Very annoying for Harstem to deal with. Of course, he only just now broke down that gas geyser too. Kind of forgot about that, and the colors are still freaking me out.
Well, that's what I just mentioned, like before. Like, it was so weird that you had the stalkers, the overcharges, yet nothing actually touched the assimilator.
It's very silly, but Harstem, not really with an army supply lead. He does have a tech advantage with Blink. Could try and punish Drogo for this third base.
It's going to be interesting, though, because Drogo's going to have not just overcharges aplenty with his Mothership Core back at home, but also Immortals out, so Blink Stalkers alone aren't going to cut it. But they would certainly be scary and very, very good pressure. Because right now, I guess Harstem is playing so defensively thanks to the Oracles. Well, Drogo may not have done a lot of direct damage with these. Indirect damage being keeping Harstem at home. Never having to worry about anything back on his side of the map, and really just... I don't know, laid back. It's really not stressful. Nice revelation to see where the stalkers are at all times.
Yeah, Drogo has really recovered from the lack of a Nexus, basically, and the how many pylons he put down. So this turned into a pretty even game. Again, Harstem, I thought was gonna have to take advantage by having Blink. I thought Drogo was gonna have to start from the very beginning with Blink, but it is actually just directly into Charge Lot Immortal for Drogo. Interesting stuff, especially after 9 games of Blink Disruptor versus Blink Disruptor yesterday. That was too much Blink Disruptor.
It was. Thank you, Drogo, for saving us from that. But what's interesting, I think, is I want to quickly again talk about the dynamic of this, because it's the board game, right? Let's say Harstem wins this and actually ends up 3-0ing Drogo. Unfortunate for Drogo, but that suddenly opens up the fact that we had on deck what was possibly Puck versus Drogo. Now the next matchup is going to change entirely its potential. That's what I think is so cool about this board game aspect, especially with the order in which they take their turns, strategically deciding whether Little Bell wants to attack into Harstem and take it back. There's a lot of really cool things about this format that I'm already loving, even though we haven't done much with it yet.
I really am looking forward to like 2 or 3 casts from now, basically, and how close we would be to the end, or how far away we'd be from the end of the tournament.
Yeah, this is just the start of the Civil War PvP tournament, guys. Sponsored by Yord. But with the massive gateways coming down, Charge, I guess he's going into Charge Lot Archon again to follow this up, and I'm not convinced that's the best style to play right now, especially against specifically someone who plays like the way Harstem does with Disruptors.
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a reason that it's been done. I think this is kind of along the same lines as Heart of the Swarm, if I'm thinking about it more and more, where you could go Colossus. Obviously, that was the biggest thing everyone did for the most part. But there's other people who like really were tired of Colossus. They hated it. They preferred Charge Lot Archon Immortal, and that would get surrounds. It would be really strong in like the mid game, and sure, eventually Mass Colossus would probably always win, but it was an eventual thing, like, and sometimes they would mess up and whatnot. So I feel like that's what this is. Harstem, technically, if his Disruptors get all the good hits, of course Disruptors will do more damage, but if they miss any hits, then the Charge Lot's something on top of your units that don't really do so well against them.
Okay, so I've got a question for chat. I know you've mentioned this already. We're going to bring this up one time, and hopefully you guys can help us decide. there's some comments on Twitter coming in now that the colors for the Tal'Darim are a little bit confusing to look at. Now, is it that Drogo's red and Harstem's also red, or is it just the blue and the red that messes it up? Because we could force team colors and say Tal'Darim always has to be red, Templar always has to be blue. But I would like to let the freedom to pick colors kind of, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it personally. This is why I'm asking you guys in chat to give us your opinions so that we can shape this tournament and make it really enjoyable for everybody.
I don't have much trouble with that. I just, if I was going to critique anything, it's that the Tal'Darim are too dark. They are blending together more than other stacks of units that we see from Drogo. But anyway.
By the way,
very nitpicky.
I love that little touch of the green blink instead of the blue blink too. Like really, all of these things have been touched on by nice username. Disruptors are out though, and this is gonna be scary. Drogo kind of finds himself in the same situation as the last game. I think he overwhelms if the disruptors don't get good hits. But that's if the disruptors don't get good hits, and they should get good hits. We got some stasis traps trying to come down. The base under attack while the Archons split off to the right side. Disruptors aren't hitting much, but they are hitting the Immortals. They are hitting the Archons, the bigger, heavier hitting units. Drogo losing out on a lot of supply for this attack. Overcharges also just demolishing the army and pushing this back.
You know what really helped? Harstem wasn't going for a single disruptor at a time, not even double disruptor. He had triple robo. So he actually defended that attack by having like 5 plus 5, then 6, then 7, as we see right now, actually about to get to 8. Anything less, and I actually question if Harstem holds on. But he held on fantastic. Like, he actually takes this game. GG, Harstem.
GG. Map number 2 in this best of 5. So if he wins this next game, he not only takes the point away from Drogo's team, but he will claim the territory as well. Now, we're going back to the board game for just a second before we hit a break of any sort of variety, just so everyone's aware of what's going on. Let's hypothetically assume Drogo goes back to the capital after losing. Nobody can challenge Harstem except for Little Bow. He's the only one that could reach him in time. None of the other players, I guess Puck could actually potentially attack into Little Bow. I don't know the player order offhand. But Showtime will not be able to do anything whatsoever if Harstem wins this fight. So he'll not be available for the next turn. But we are going to go to a break, and we'll see you guys in a moment with game number 3. Alright guys, we're back, and we've heard your feedback in chat. We are for a bit going to make the Protoss, that is Team Tal'Darim, pick red, and see how that plays out for y'all. And hopefully is a little bit more enjoyable to watch as we swap back now to blues and reds. But this is Ruins of Ceres, renamed to Ceres Station. It's got a bit of a more frosty feel to it, and exact same map, exact same layout. Again, just reskinned as the theme of the Civil War entails. Spawning here, though, on the upper right side of the map is going to be the blue Protoss, My Insanity's Drogo, on his last life, no less.
The top left as the red Protoss. He's Harstem.
Alright, so players are asking about time and duration and all this stuff about what's left for today. I'm going to just say this so everyone's aware. Depending how long the next series goes, like this is a 3-0 at this rate. I'm not going to count Drogo out. But if, say, this goes back to like the ace match, this could be a really long best of 5. I don't know. We want to squeeze in maybe another match, maybe 2, depending on time. Because we want you guys to be all welcome and enjoyed, and you know now about the Civil War tournament. You know about Yord. Hopefully you've gotten signed up for your code, by the way, because we'll be giving that away live at the end of today's stream. $150 credit on their store, so you can buy some of their lower-end watches for free and some of their higher-end watches for cheap with that code. But the point of it is we want you guys to be introduced to this, but the main events for this will usually be taking place on future weekends. So like on a Saturday or a Sunday when everyone's able to play, and there's no question of Neeb or others potentially being late from school or what have you.
Damn school. Damn learning. Knowledge is not power. Money is power, and Neeb can make a lot of money.
You just blew my mind, Grapes.
Yeah, also I gave you very terrible advice.
Yeah. Regularly, I would say, too. But at any rate, I want to discuss something here because I do feel the need to defend Drogo's honor a bit. This sounds silly to say, but as a commentator, it's just infuriating to me to watch people be like, oh, a player's losing, he must be a bad player, he must be Platinum League, blah, blah, blah. The strategies Drogo's going for are ones picked by some of the top Koreans in PvPs. I don't think Charge Archon is necessarily bad objectively. It's bad against what Harstem's doing. And as you pointed out, had that not been triple robo, had that only been double or even single robo, Drogo may have just very well overwhelmed that attack. So
Yeah.
this really is Harstem playing well, and I think a lot of you guys being shitty about Drogo are just not things I like to see in chat, to be honest.
You're just being shitty.
Yeah, that's
No
pretty much
reason.
it.
No.
Don't be dicks, guys. But anyways, I don't need a baby Drogo. He knows he's a grown up and all this stuff, and whatever. Stargate coming down out of him though. We'll see if he goes for the oracles once again. I like the tactic of trying to force the overcharges so that he would have more free reign for the oracles. Wonder if he'll go for that again, with the adepts especially trying to provide some pressure.
Well, without a probe in the main base, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you can still force an overcharge on 2 adepts.
True. I think that would be less than ideal for Harstem, and he's well aware. He didn't go for some type of really quick nexus or, really quick tech himself, so he had enough units to take care of this without the overcharge. Well, that was a bit of a mistake to bring the probe down to help. Looks a little funky. But yeah, the Oracle's on the way. And the Militia Corps, while initially brought out of position, should not be for very long. Harstem is pretty smart cookie and all that.
Well, a couple probes die, but nothing really too dangerous, and most importantly, no overcharges were popped, so this Oracle should be easy to defend against.
Yes, it really should. Which will put Drogo in a similar position as last game. So he hasn't used 500 minerals on pylons, but then he didn't get any probes off the mineral line like last game either, so he's like, really, where does the, the benefit come in? And I guess, actually, never mind. His Nexus is so much faster because I guess he didn't use 500 minerals on pylons. That is, 15 seconds later than Harstem's. Not a big deal. Never mind. It's actually a lot more even of an early game, much more stable of an early game at the very least.
All right, well, coming into the main, there's even sentries on top of this. I mean, this is going to be really hard pressed to actually get kills. Yeah. Good defense out of Harstem. Drogo okay, so you bring up the point of the Nexus. I mean, it was a little bit funny, haha, about the pylons last game, but you're right, like, this is an appropriately timed one. He's got the money for it, but also he didn't go for a huge dedication to this Stargate. There is only 1 Oracle in this guy, not 2. So that's a lot of gas that lets you forward yourself too safe. For example, the Robo that we see coming in.
I am very interested to see if Drogo does the charge out Archon thing again, as we just went over. It's something that probably does work, frequently enough to use it now twice. Maybe even a 3rd time, but it hasn't worked so far either. So this might be a situation where, okay, I use it against a player that seems to be bad against it, but Harstem's not bad against it. So let's just go back to Blink Stalker, just disrupt there. There hasn't been much else, unfortunately, diversifying PvP. I was wondering why the Mothership was brought with Drogo. I thought maybe there would be a pylon with him, but there isn't. It's just an emergency recall, I suppose.
Yeah. Oracle comes on into the front line, really wanted to get in there, but realizing how low it is, backs away immediately, can't snipe too much, and this is just gonna be
Jesus.
Oh my god, how much health is on that Mothership core? 1 single health point. Jeez.
Wow, that
Talk
sentry
about
had lived for Harstem, that would have died.
Yeah. Talk about rickety, man. All right, so we got Immortals following this up. We got the Twilight Council on the way. I'm not surprised to see Drogo attempt to go the same direction once more. It's not a bad choice. Again, like, maybe timing favors him a little bit better this time around. One thing to note, too, is like Harstem really does, you pointed this out, consistently go for those upgrades. That's something to factor into timing. That's a lot of gas missing and a lot of minerals missing from what could be that faster tech, or more importantly, an extra stalker that could have determined a win or loss or a Mothership core dead in certain fights.
Yeah. Very specific scenario, but it could have happened.
Yo, by the way, I'm sorry, this is like just me still geeking out. I love the way the Tal'Darim look. Like, I know you think it's too dark. I think it looks so cool.
It's cool. Gosh, don't pay me out as some yeah, this could have been better. Like, it's using whatever, 5 out of 10. I do enjoy the maps quite a bit, though. Obviously,
I'm loving
the same map, but
I really love the snowy
the
effect of Runes of Saros. I think this looks cooler than the Forest tile set it originally had. Of course, the point of these reskinned guys were just to make them more Protoss themed for the Protoss themed tournament. The idea is, like, this is a planet, they're fighting on it. We want to try and have at least a little bit of, connection to that. So it would make no sense to suddenly be fighting on a Terran map in a Terran world if you're, fighting for Ire. Like, what?
Well, they're not fighting for Ire.
No, but I'm just saying, that's the logic, right? Like, suddenly it's a Terran map out of nowhere. You're like, okay, why? Why are there Terran buildings here? Did they colonize our planet while we were gone?
I don't know if it's that weird.
I actually really miss some of the lava-themed maps, too. Those are kind of cool as we got into, the Primal Zerg, themes.
Yeah, those are cool. My favorite are definitely the snow maps, though. Ohana and like Belshir, Beach, Winter. It's
I
pretty
agree.
good. They're pretty pretty.
I really like that Avex is also include these particle effects too. They can't be in the most normal games because it will lag people out with bad computers, but I really like the particle effect. It looks neat.
They're neato burrito, yeah.
They certainly are.
So Drogo, he did not go for charge. This is going to be Blink Stalker, Immortal, of course, right now, but eventually Disruptors. I guess in the first game he had Blink first, but eventually transferred over. But I actually like that so much less. I realize he lost both games, so like, what's the difference? But I think the first game was even a little wonkier than the second game, where he had like a very powerful all-in, just didn't work against Harstem's really fast disruptor count.
This is potentially shaping up to be dangerous. Let's consider Harstem's kept a good chunk of his army away from the main lines because he's got to defend against his oracles. This is quite a few sentries. The Immortals are going to be a huge advantage going into this fight. Yeah, no pylon, no overcharge.
Seems like a big mistake from Harstem.
Okay, guard shields and force fields. No guardian shields, just force fields. Still kind of okay in that situation. They pick off each other's sentries one at a time. Observer goes down. Harstem's got no more eyes on the army. Drogo's got a really big lead to start this off. Upgrades do finish for Harstem, but +1's not going to make the difference of this many Stalkers missing. The Warpers in the back picking up with some nice micro, but GG's going to get called, and Harstem is just going to tap out. Drogo bringing it back.
And now Harstem's choice of map.
Yes, as we continue on to the best of 5. Losers pick. The only maps available are the ones on the board. But yeah, we'll see what he gets into. Thank you guys for watching. Again, really want to drive home the point of the Wood Watches thing. I'm actually, you know what, screw it. I'm going to grab mine. We were going to play ads. We're not going to play ads. I got to shut my camera off, though, because I'm not wearing pants. One second. Who wears pants while casting? Am I right?
I'm wearing pajama pants.
Yeah, well, I'll stick with my boxers. Okay, so here, for example, is my watch, which I just took out of its case. I do wear this out to events and things. It's like, I really don't own a lot of fancy things, but this watch is actually really, really nice. You can see the little Yord logo in there too, which is kind of cool. It focuses on it. Boink! But it's made of wood, and that sounds a little bit weird and hokey, and some of you won't care for this at all. But my selling point on this watch, for me, what made the biggest deal on me loving this watch, is this like when I get warm, if I'm at a convention, if we're walking a lot, I'm gonna get sweaty, all right? And when I wear metal watches, like my old Psycho one, it sucks. It's gross. But these don't these aren't so bad when you've been like getting gross with yourself. So I know that's not gonna be a big deal for everybody, but for me that was my selling point.
Phrasing, please.
Plus, it looks really good.
Phrasing.
Yord also sponsored Held's Boot Time. They're one of our first big sponsors for that event, which was cool.
Yeah. Still waiting on Harstem's map choice. He now has the option of 4 maps: Star Station, Prion Terraces, Habitation Station, and Orbital Shipyard.
Yeah, he chose Prion, but it's not available. Is it?
Prion?
Hang on, is it on the board? I don't remember. I thought we took it out. Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, Prion Terraces.
I was like, I just went over.
Yeah, sorry, I heard you say it, but I wasn't sure. That's why I had to check. But okay,
my homework. Problem. I don't. Can you find Prion?
Should it just be? Oh, they took it out of the ladder. So would that screw with it?
I can't find it. It's usually still in StarCraft 2, though. Like, you can still play on all these stupidly old maps.
Oh, are you filtering it by Blizzard maps, though, maybe? Or...
Well, when you search, it doesn't filter it.
I'm looking right now. I do not see Prion Terraces. Why would it be? Oh, I got it. No, wait. Instant build and train. That's not the map.
Yeah, there's a couple of odd ones, like one gas geyser.
What the heck? Yeah, here, let me show you guys in game real quick. Like, the only Blizzard, and it's a Blizzard approved version, instant build and train. What? There's no way. That's so stupid. Terraces de Prion, 1G, 3500. What the? Anas test? That's like a French caster, I think.
It says Drogo says he can find it.
Okay, the mod is called.
If he invited me, I think I could just go to my recent played.
No, you can't change the mod once the lobby's up. Except for
No,
make
but
the
if he
lobby.
invites me, I get in the lobby, and then it's like, hey, you played on Pre on Terraces. I can go to person recently played and make the mod.
Hmm.
You know?
Man, this is just so weird.
Oh, I found
like,
it actually because I went to recently played. Hey, look at that.
So Drogo's running into the same problem we think we fixed.
That's so dumb. Why didn't it show up in search?
Cause I mean, okay, so here's the thing. They just removed it. This is the one period of time I would like not give Blizzard too much shit over it not being available, because they just removed it.
It is available. It just doesn't show up in. That I feel like the search in StarCraft.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's just fundamentally like broken. Like not because some like X or Y happens, but they actually just they do something. It flips a switch, and they don't recognize it's flipping a switch, and they're like, oh. No one ever cares. They're old maps. No one ever brings this up to us.
Okay, well, gonna try and get into this lobby, and hopefully there's no headachy issues getting into it. But anyways, yeah, these watches are really great. Again, we got real_Janstun in chat. He's the guy who represents Yord. If you guys have questions about them or favorite types or how you can use codes and stuff in the future, message him or just ask him in chat. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer your questions. I see him there making fun of my no pants. God damn it. When I became an adult, I could choose to do many things, and one of the things I chose to do was not wear pants. Could have had candy for dinner every night. Nope. Had pizza instead. Got really fat. Rip. Actually, I'm pretty excited. So, when did we go? We went to Homestar Cup at the end of June last year, correct?
Yes.
I'm really nervous / excited to come around that time and see how far I've gone in a year. Because I've looked back at our Homestar Cup VODs and I was like, really gross. I don't know why people even talk to me, man. Like,
Wow.
I had
Jesus.
more back then. I had more self-confidence than I should have, if you know what I mean. Like,
Wow, you're wrecking yourself, man.
I am, but whatever. I've been working on it since then, so whatevs.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay, so Pre on Terraces being the map, everyone hopefully here is ready. No, swap colors. I will agree, like, well, I don't have a problem distinguishing between red and blue for Tal'Darim. I do think red on Tal'Darim does look better.
Agreed.
I guess Drogo could really go whatever color he wants, though.
Yeah, he can do whatever.
Templar are free!
As long as it's not black, you know.
Is black an option?
Not on this map.
Oh.
If we're playing on Coral, heh.
But we're not.
Or not.
Yord gives you
Touché.
wood, ace lewd. God damn it, chat. Okay, I could play the intro, but we're just gonna hop into it because this is just the normal version of Pre on Terraces. There's no gimmicks, there's no skin reskins. This is just Pre on Terraces in its glory. But quickly reminding everybody on the score as we get back into this best of 5 for the Tal'Darim versus Templar Civil War tournament sponsored by Yord. In the top left side, he leads 2-1 in this PvP best of 5. And this is also for control of the middle of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, Invasion Harstem.
In the bottom right, Az, Deep Blue, Protoss. It's my Insanity's Drogo.
Of course, captain of Team Templar. So again, telling the story for anyone who just may not be tuning in, the way these teams got picked, we let the players pick their team. It was kind of like schoolyard dodgeball lineups because they had both submitted lists of the exact same players in the exact same order of priority. So they sorted it out between them, and that's how we determined who's on which team. Furthermore, they did a coin flip in Austin. I have a video of that on my phone. I was hoping to get off, but I'm having troubles with that and our AMA, which is pissing me off. But that's Harstem won the coin flip over there, and that's why he got to be the Tal'Darim, and Drogo is the Templar. Drogo had a cool idea though. Like he wanted to get a team together of like him and Naniwa and just like bad guys and be the Tal'Darim, like theme it. I thought that'd be really hilarious, but unfortunately we didn't go that direction with it.
What really sucks is I can't get the image of Marvelous Civil War, right? It's the whole, poster and whatever. But I hate Iron Man, right? Like, I hated him from the
Tony
original
Stark?
comic book Civil War. I actually didn't mind him in the movie Civil War, which is like part of the reason why I didn't like the movie. I know that sounds weird, but I like Captain America a lot better. But I think that Tal'Darim looks cooler, so it's like red is Iron Man, but red is also Tal'Darim. I don't know which one I would buy. You know, it's a conundrum. I don't know what shirt to cheer for.
I think I will just cheer for whoever takes early control. That way I can be like, yep, called it from the get-go. I was totally rooting for Templar all along.
You're gonna buy 2 shirts.
I will actually buy one of each, I think. They're kind of cool, and it's like,
there you go.
For me, it's like a memento of like this thing we did that's kind of cool and neat. Plus, the designs don't look that bad, if we're gonna be honest.
Oh, they're pretty cool.
Plus, I totally want to wear that shirt next time we see Harstem at an event. We'll take a picture together. Just have him
Very
plastered all over my chest.
Oh, he could wear a Ahoy Ahoy shirt and have the same thing for you.
I could take a spoon and feed my chest, which would be his mouth.
Same with you on his chest, and it would be very cute.
This is getting
By
weird.
cute, I mean really fucking weird.
This is getting really weird, man. We need to calm it down.
Calm down. Thank you, Yellow Stuff, for subbing 60 months in a row.
Yellow stuff hype.
Stuff.
Well, actually, no.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What is it? Why is it yellow? Does it smell? Like, what's going on here? I thought.
So Drogo went for Adepts first compared to Harstem Stalkers first, and it's a little tricky. You just have to make sure they're in position. And unfortunately, if you are in position only back at your base, the Stalkers won't really kill the Adepts that quickly. You really need the overcharge before you start losing too many probes to just 2 Adepts. But only 2 probes. Not very bad.
One of the Adepts out alive. Albeit barely. It's not going to be a combat unit, but it could potentially scout again later, or at least just be a soaked hit later on in the army. Similar builds this time, because it's worth noting Drogo has been consistently going for Stargate, getting very little effect out of it. I was wondering how long it would take him to finally say, screw it, I'm not going for Stargate anymore.
I guess Drogo, he had that really nice attack. It looked almost like he was always in the lead with how well he won that attack last game. I didn't really think that he was so far ahead, but Harstem, a little bit out of position, constantly having to deal with the Oracle harassment, and no overcharge at his third was a big misplay by him. But just in general, Drogo looked really powerful. I hope we see something like that again, as opposed to the Charge of Archon, as interesting as Charge of Archon is. I think that he's just going to recognize that this isn't the way that he's going to win the series.
Yeah, it might work against other players, but it's kind of worth noting, like, this is what ends up being really cool. As the other players get to watch these games and get information from Drogo, they know, like, okay, when we play Harstem, don't go with that strategy. It's not going to work. I mean, teamwork and communication is going to be pretty important. I don't think this is something where they all need to be on Skype by any means necessary, but again, just kind of that extra element there. You are working together as a team. For those who don't know, the prize pool split for this too. $1,000 as the baseline for this. 70% to the winning team, 30% to the losing team. Even though there's a couple thousand people tuned in right now, I just want to point out only 77 have signed up for the $150 code giveaway. Keep in mind, this is going to like pretty much give you one of these watches for free. And that's I don't know if that includes shipping or not, because it depends on how far away you are from wherever they ship from. But that's only 77 people, guys. All you got to do is go to woodwatches.com/base and sign up. You don't have to buy a watch. You don't have to do anything, and you won't even get email spam. I only bring this up because that's like absurdly silly for how many people we have watching in. Take advantage of this deal. It's like $150 for free.
It's pretty good. Anyway, I started a total civil war in chat.
Oh, it's people just discussing like what they like more now.
Yeah, they were like surprisingly angry at me for not liking Iron Man, but that's kind of his whole thing.
Well, as long as you don't hate Black Panther, that's all that matters.
I thought he was really cool, actually.
Yeah, because well, otherwise it'd be racist.
Racist?
Actually,
Bugs Bunny.
In the comics and all that, like Wakanda was always this country that I was like, why is this so crazy high tech? This is so silly. Like, but it produced like some really cool story and like influenced obviously everything else. Like pretty much anything made out of vibranium for every hero.
Cool.
Anyways, I really like the cartoons for Avengers actually quite a bit.
I know, yeah, you always talk about them. I have very minimal
Earth's
comic
Mightiest
book.
Heroes, I think, was one of the more recent ones. That was a great one. It got canceled. Boo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've read minimal comic book stuff just because I hate keeping up with it, to be honest. Like, I read Civil War because it was a pretty big deal. I thought it was dumb as shit. Followed a little bit of Spider-Man after that, which is also dealing with shit. And then I was just like, you know what? There's too many universes. I can't deal. Like,
New 52? Why is this 52? What's going on?
There's no point. I really don't like it, but I hardly get to complain about it because my friend is a die-hard comic book fan. She works at a comic book store, and she just like gives me this look when I'm like, yeah, I don't really like how comics are produced. She's just like,
okay. How dare they use print ink? Nice thwarting out of Drogo, by the way. Did not kill the Warp Prism, but kept Harstem from doing really any damage whatsoever. Now, they're both on 3 bases, and they're gold bases, so nobody's going to need too many probes, meaning they can all start dedicating to army a little bit faster. Drogo's the one moving across the map, and he does have his own Warp Prism for reinforcements. Harstem might have an extra life to fall back on after this, but this is a situation where if he wins this, he locks it down, he takes the point on the board back, and he claims Rakshir's tile.
Yeah. Whoever loses here, by the way, has to go all the way back to their capital, which is another big deal about winning. So, interesting stuff. Force field going down for both parties, causing a better concave for Drogo, but just, you know, his Immortals really aren't getting any action that much.
He does have, like, well, he had a soccer lead. Now that's kind of starting to even up a little bit. The overcharge helping out just a smidge, but those Immortals are going to make a huge impact. Neither of them on either side are really getting too many hits in, but now Drogo's getting to use those Immortals. He's hitting that front line. Force Field's going to force this fight into play. His Warp Prism is not mobile, so he can't pick up the Immortals and save them from getting caught.
Oh, but Drogo is taking such a lead. He's trying to take on the Immortals as well.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly, his Immortals aren't going down at all.
Yeah, and Harstem's soccer kind of just plummeted down from like almost equal to 3. Overcharge is no longer available. Force Field's going to try and cut this off. He's doing some fancy footwork with the Warp Prism, but it's not enough, and the Immortals go down. This is it. Drogo's evened up the series 2-2. All right, well, that's going to put us on ace match, and Harstem has a couple of different maps to pick from, but he gets one more pick. We're going to go to a small break, though, guys. Don't go anywhere while we find out the final map in this best of 5 for control of the middle of the board. We'll be back soon. This is the state of the board, but we're going to hop in a game because this is for control of the middle tile in this last best of 5. If Harstem wins, he will knock Drogo back to his capital city. If Drogo wins, he'll knock Harstem back to his capital city. But it's worth noting, Drogo's the one playing defense, so he already owns the tile. Harstem's trying to take it from him. But this map is Orbital Shipyard reskinned into Ire Shipyard. As we get further and further here into the Yord PvP Civil War Tournament. Playing for Team Templar here in the bottom left side of the map, representing My Insanity and France. It's going to be Drogo.
In the top right, as the red Protoss, he's Harstem.
So there was some feedback from a little while ago where I had initially asked several players, like, would playing on a different map reskin be a problem? Like, if absolutely nothing changed, no terrains, no mineral patches were moved, but the map terrain itself changed, would it be an issue? And almost all of them pretty much unanimously said it wouldn't really matter. It'd be a little bit, like, jarring maybe, but, like, it's the same map. So what I am glad to see is, like, we saw a couple of the reskinned ones earlier. We're seeing this one here now. And that this hasn't really been an influence. That this hasn't been like, wow, I was distracted by the glaring light coming from the top right. Like, you know, it's cool to see that reskins on maps can work just as well as reskins on the actual units in buildings.
Yeah, I think initially it's kind of difficult to tell, but when you get into like that 5-6 minute mark and the expansions are becoming more clear, it actually doesn't even affect me at all. 'Cause that's what's happening with me. First 5 minutes, I'm just like, this looks so different. This is weird. How do you expand again? What is this? And then after that, it just is almost like it has always been. And we're using maps that have been in the map pool, Orbital Shipyard and Ruins of Stros, and Dust Towers for a very, very long time. It's quickly getting accustomed to the new skins.
Yeah. Well, for Harstem, of course, he had a nice lead in the series. He didn't really change too much himself. It's Drogo who's really been changing and adapting in the series, you know, going from Stargate play, realizing it's not working, trying to charge out Archons, again, clearly not working, has finally found that hitting harder at these stronger timings might just be in his favor. Now, Harstem, I don't know if he's recognized that he's really got to change up his timings if he wants to match that, or what his plans are. Because it's very clear that once he gets to a point of disruptors, he can kick a lot of ass.
Yeah, but he has to get there first, and Drogo keeps on killing him before he can. So that's probably what's going to think about again. Oh, unless Drogo really mixes things up. Well, that's just going to be for a gateway? He has a stock coming out. He does have double gateways, so he has quite a few units getting pumped out, of course, a Mothership Core as well. This might not be for anything proxy at all, as the Mothership Core is coming across the map just to have a defense point.
It's so strange, though, because this isn't really in range of anything threatening. It maybe takes control of keeping Harstem from moving out too easily, but that's really about it. 2 pylons versus 1 pylon. What's up, baby?
Yeah, and I don't believe the pylon for Harstem is going to be able to finish or get overcharged, I suppose. The Mothership Core is pushed back. Now, there's a pylon already on the high ground.
There we go.
Yeah, has to be careful.
Oh, it's going to turn into a Robo Proxy instead, changing his mind. That's going to be scary.
That is very interesting. Of course, Harstem, he got that Nexus and Orbital. It's in the back, so it's pretty damn safe, but...
I mean, we talked about this, right? Like, identifying that earlier aggression is better against Harstem. Drogo capitalizing on this is so sick.
Mm-hmm. The photon overcharges... So the overcharges that are coming down on these pylons are going to take down a gateway, which is pretty damn important for Harstem.
Yeah.
It might even be able to take out the second gateway. He really won't have a lot of production.
It's quickly becoming dangerous of, like, game-ending potential. Now, people are asking, by the way, about how this works. Go to the Team Liquid thread. Zombie actually recorded a video, guys, for you guys, specifically detailing how the tournament works. Go watch that. Please watch that. But the overcharges pop. They destroy the gateway. Pushing forward. There's an overcharge defensively. Drogo's now got to push back a little bit. His Mothership Core almost going to go down. Will fall. Not for popping an overcharge. They're going to try and take advantage of this. But the Robo's finished. Immortals are on the way. This is such a precarious situation.
Yeah. Still want to get that gateway. Will end up getting that gateway, but need to target those stalkers a little bit first. Can just walk on past Harstem's pylons. And that production should be kicking in soon for Drogo, but not Harstem.
That pro pull indicates how scary this is starting to get. There's stalkers up, and he's got to focus those down, obviously, but he's lost a lot to the Mothership Core shooting him. He's going to take that out finally. No more overcharges to work about. Force field going to be on this ramp to lock units out. No more high ground vision for Drogo. I wish he would have built a pylon, actually. That could have helped out a ton. But the Immortal pushes up.
Oh,
the
no,
force field's messed up.
Force field. Oh, wow. Well, he's got his own Immortal, so it's still not game over, but losing the Mothership Core definitely hurt. Well, both parties, actually.
Yeah, but
just gonna be about the production.
Potentially defiring one of the gateways. Yeah, it's gonna put them on like 1 gate production. The Immortal's actually under a lot of stress as the probes get pulled. It's silly to look at, but Harstem's had probes to lose. He has so many more. He's got a Nexus up in the back end. He's able to pull probes, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. There goes that pylon. I guess it's already was depowered, so he's trying to power it
the
back
Immortal's
up.
barrier was already popped. It gets focused down immediately. Drogo's starting to run out of steam with this proxy. Catches 3 of the stalkers at the edge of the ramp. Zealot even getting involved here. This is getting pretty bad for Drogo. Army supply, probe supply, looking even. 2 Adepts manages to sneak in through the backside and start taking out probes from Harstem, denying mining on the second base.
That was a pretty good call for Drogo. Otherwise, he would entirely be out of the game right now. Now, maybe there's still a chance, especially thinking any more probe kills in the main.
Like, part of me is like, this is such a sick hold out of Harstem because he did it with so little. On the other part of me, too, like, Drogo's still not done yet, and it's still not over. But the Adepts are going to look to make these probes die, and if Harstem's got no income, then it doesn't matter what his production looks like.
Only 3 probes is not so good for them on Adepts.
He did get a sentry with it, too, which wasn't too bad. These ones are slowly killing his Nexus.
Yeah. Of course, Drogo hasn't given up on this attack yet. He's starting to get a couple of probes, but not expanding.
Warp Prism for some fancy dance micro. That'll be kind of cool to see. There are 2 Immortals out for Harstem, though, and this is kind of a big deal. Drogo started just kind of giving up on the attempt to really get aggressive, I feel. He's looking for a soft contain, maybe knocking down this Nexus, and then maybe trying to take his own afterwards.
Ooh, that could be a way back in, because he is starting to bank those minerals for that natural base. Certainly Stalkers will be able to take care of this drop, so that's not a good idea. I don't know if he can really kill a Nexus.
It's cool. I mean, the Immortals have got a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but yeah, this is questionable. He will make sure it's not mining at the very least, though. So in this one regard, he's kept Harstem somewhat on even footing. Harstem's got a probe out here. At some point, if he gets some money, he might be able to put a pylon down and start counter-attacking through warp-ins. I'm unsure, but Drogo does start his own Nexus. Like, he wants to play this game further than what is just simply what is currently in play. But the 2 Immortals and everything else being elevated over top of that force field, he's not going to be able to hold this line. He's probably just going to be best off picking up the Immortals and going home. He's trying to trade up for his best damage as he can, though, but he's losing out on army supply fast.
Oh my god, that means Drogo's going to lose a gateway, 2 pylons, and more importantly, yes, that Robo. That's going to put him behind in the Immortal count then, as Harstem continues producing the Immortals. But actually, Harstem's go for more Immortals. He goes for a Stargate.
So Harstem's buildings lost, by the way, were like 3 pylons and 2 gateways. I actually don't know where this puts Drogo in terms of those trades, but that Immortal's already low. Has to back away, picks up, drops again. Barrier pops on the other one, trying to focus down with the Mothership where Harstem will barely not give that Immortal, but he will drive Drogo away from his base.
Oh, that was...
oh, man.
That was damn close.
Stargate versus Stargate is the follow-up. What is going on right now? This is already turning out to be quite silly.
How? I really wonder what it is about the situation that makes him say, okay, time to go for Stargate.
Right? Like, everything about me...
This is the obvious answer.
I'm not a pro Protoss, but there's nothing I read from the situation as an observer. Like, he didn't scout the Stargates. He doesn't know that he needs it in retaliation, or vice versa. Like, this is so strange.
If they're really that scared of the War Prism micro, I mean... I don't know.
Yeah, well, Harstem gets eyes on his opponent's Stargate, so he's going to feel really good about that. Maybe it is about the War Prisms. Maybe it is straight up just getting the Phoenix. I don't know, but these 2 Immortals and that War Prism looking to still do damage. I got to pick up that one Immortal. Going to lose it.
Oh, not paying attention for 1 second. And now, of course,
look how
the
cool
Immortal
the Phoenix
has
look.
to be dropped and crab walk back home.
So, by the way, we very intentionally gave these Phoenix missiles instead of lasers, guys. I actually really hope we see a Phoenix vs. Phoenix fight, because that's going to look hecka cool. Both players are going for additional Stargates.
Drop the Immortal! Okay.
So 2 Stargates for Harstem, 2 Stargates for Drogo. Whoa. I guess the minerals are mined out, so that's fine.
It just looks very weird, yeah.
I thought these were mineral patches, not just blue tiles.
I thought the Phoenix picking up the Immortal was kind of funny, but Harstem was going to try and kill it, and will be able to. Oh, that force field was almost so good.
Psych!
That force field was almost. Oh,
he's going to try and catch the sentries with these adepts. That's kind of cool. It's going to be costly if he loses too many. Phoenix lifts one up immediately, but the other Phoenix comes in, realizing it's 2-1, though he backs away. Phoenixes can't take this fight, but the adepts are winning the ground war.
And he's taking out that Immortal. It's going to take out all the Stalkers. Oh, but the barrier. There we go. There you go. Taking it out now. Probably should have lifted the Sentry, not these other... Well, I guess either one is fine.
He's out of juice. Both players are probably going
out of juice.
Well, actually, instead of going home, he's going aggressive, and he's going to try and get probe kills. This is very interesting. It's risky, but I guess it's better than just giving up everything for free in the middle of the map.
I wonder... I guess... This is a game where either one of them could have gone for double Stargate, as both of them were doing, or a Twilight, but because the Twilight was so delayed, that's why they went for the Stargates? I'm still trying to figure how this game came to be.
I don't know, I'm just sitting here like, Phoenix Wars, Phoenix Wars.
Yeah, finally. He's been asking for the last, how many games of PvP have we had? 13?
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
So, of course, the Phoenixes getting numerous is a pretty big deal. Any Impulse Crystals may not factor into this. We'll see if anyone goes that direction. It is 6 Phoenix to 6 Phoenix currently, though. A little bit of extra help on the ground side. War Prism gets taken out, and ooh, this is going to stop Harstem's push.
I'm surprised he even tried to do that.
I think a lot of this may not have been like him trying to all in, but him just trying to fake aggression on the third so he can more comfortably get his up without retaliation.
Yeah, that's
my guess.
Probably. It's exactly what he was thinking, probably. But so many Phoenix, gotta make sure they win that war first.
Being stacked though is a pretty big deal.
In Harstem, Harstem's winning
stalkers.
slightly because of the Stalkers, but actually, talked too soon. He has more reinforcing. That was where his Phoenix were.
I really got to stress how big of a deal it was that Drogo was stacking his Phoenix the way they were. The control is fantastic, and it's how you get better fights when it comes to air units.
Yeah. The reinforcements are coming in though, and Drogo does. I guess he did take those Phoenix leads. Not so much that Harstem is showing to look though. He's still fine. And their base is coming down for both players. Same army supplies, same probe count, really. Very close.
So the kind of cool thing, again, because we got a lot of people, I guess, just tuning in and discussing the skins in chat. One, the players don't see the skins. This is really just a normal PvP for them. We're the only ones as observers who get to see the cool extra effects, like these zealots with axes, for example. Number two, this is just the start. If this is something where we can make this work and this is cool and awesome, we could technically skin other races, have a Primal Zerg versus like Heroic Terrans and other strange, crazy combinations. It's the first tournament of its type. It's the first time we've made a mod like this. It took a lot of time and development, but I really like the way this has turned out so far. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty alright. Pretty alright. Well, another Phoenix War goes down. Once again, Drogo does have that supply lead. Actually, it's getting quite big. The Stalkers on the low ground helping out just the tiniest bits. And he will have to disengage, it looks like. Still won the war.
Yeah, Drogo's been taking fantastic Phoenix fights. Harstem actually responded with, I'd say, way better control that time around. Again, stacking the Phoenix might not look like a lot, but it really is when it comes to focus firing each of those shots. And because they're one of the few units in the game that can actually move and shoot, it's even more important that you're stacking them and moving them just out of range of your opponent's Phoenix. But if Fleet Beacon starts up out of Harstem, it looks like these Phoenix Wars are going to continue as he looks at potentially getting Anion Pulse Crystals.
Ah, yeah.
The really weird aspect of Anion Pulse Crystals, though, is like rarely do you ever have a situation where you're using range and kiting, but it's more like you get one extra shot coming into the fight against somebody who doesn't have them. And then one extra shot can really affect the tide of battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, triple Stargates for each makes a lot of sense, but where is Drogo's Fleet Beacon? Because I really... Well, sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you both get in the range and it doesn't matter at all, as you're talking about.
Yeah.
It can also be like, if they're really paying attention, they will just keep the range and you can't do anything about it.
I would say more often than not, it doesn't seem to matter. But you do have the select cases where it makes a huge, very obvious difference in the fight.
That's because I would argue that usually it's that it's not that someone just completely didn't get the range. It's that they were like 80 seconds later to range, so they just didn't take that many fights during that time. I feel like if you never get range, you are asking to die.
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying I'm not trying to make the argument you shouldn't go for range. I'm just saying most of the time we don't see it be that great of an influence, I guess. But I was gonna open Harstem would also make a mothership at some point because the Tal'Darim mothership looks so sick, but he lost the mothership core. Taking the fight is natural. He's down a lot of Phoenixes 2-1. He's not gonna win this fight no matter how hard he tries. And now there's not enough Stalkers to actually do anything, as the Phoenix will just lift them up afterwards.
Oh,
exactly
dear God. What's the point of having range? You have no Phoenix.
Yeah, Drogo's starting to snowball off this just a little bit. We've seen some cool comeback potential in the past using hallucinations and stalkers, but right now Drogo's going to kill a lot of probes. GG! Drogo will defend and hold the middle of the map!
Hold!
So this will send Harstem back to his capital, and on his next turn he'll have to start moving again from there. So drag him and put him back. Boink! All right, so this means we're going to have to go back to the board, and I don't know whose turn it is because we have the orders pasted, and I believe it's either Puck or Showtime up next, and if that's the case, one of them can fight Drogo once again. It's getting quite late, and we didn't expect that to go to the Ace match, guys, so we'll probably host one more best of series. I'm just not sure which one will be played yet because the players have to determine by moving on the board. But let's I guess get to the board and just wait and see. Where's the Civil War chat? I gotta open that up. I guess that's something we're gonna have to keep track of who moved last. On
well, we'd redo the turn orders, don't we?
Yeah, I guess because Harstem just attacked in, so next up would be I pasted that way up here. Puck next.
Oh, yeah, wouldn't this be? It's awkward right now because. Oh wait, what? What's the order?
Puck has two options right now. He can either claim a neutral tile to either his left or his right, or he could move once and attack into Drogo. But he cannot, for example, move into and attack Lilbao. He can only attack Drogo or claim an unclaimed land.
Oh.
So, and the same thing goes, Showtime could also move up and attack Drogo as well. One or the other.
Yeah.
The point of limiting movement, though, to 1 and 1 like this is because we really don't want Harstem to be able to respawn and, jump 2 tiles and then already be on the front lines. There has to be a turn of recovery for one of the teams to position their players defensively and have a chance to get there in position.
Thanks to Ragmuffin for donating $10. The extension mod looks so sick. My one wish now is that Blizz implements all its skins for each mirror match. Dominion versus Mercs, Primal Z versus Kerrigan, Daelam? Oh, Daelam versus Tal'Darim.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why the notification didn't go off. But thank you very much, Ragmuffin. That helps me out quite a bit.
Looks like it's Puck versus Drogo.
Oh, did it just move for sure? Okay, so yeah, it is going to be Puck versus Drogo, guys. Same deal as before. Starts on Rack Shear. Losers pick from there. So this will be the last best of 5 that plays today.
So then what do we do for next time? Do we just let Showtime and Drogo go?
I think we'll let Showtime and Drogo go, and then we'll re-roll for new turn orders for the next event. So, attack in the middle of the map, guys. Drogo versus Puck. We're going to get that set up. We're going to go to a small break while we get that set up. And we'll see you guys for one last best of 5 today.